Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we have the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered official reveal trailer. Now, I'm probably not going to do too much reaction content, but this is a fairly notable game of a fairly notable franchise, so I figure I might as well. So, with that, let's just get into it. I do know that it has been worked on by another studio, so there's maybe a little bit more faith in this. I'll be honest though, I have not played Oblivion at all. I played Skyrim, but
you hold our future in your hands.
I was not into the
Take
Elder
with you my
Scrolls
blessings
franchise until
and the
Skyrim.
hope of the Empire. Find him
I am the
and
hope of the
close shut
Empire.
the jaws of Oblivion.
Here we are 20 years later.
20 years later, yep. Kinda crazy to think about.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on
Yeah,
the
I
sixth
mean,
chapter here, but what's
one
great
of the
about the
main
Elder Scrolls is being able to
pillars
look
of
back at all of the
Bethesda.
chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling.
I do know
and it's
Oblivion
really
was
amazing.
extremely popular
Oblivion
at the time.
was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio. I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game.
That would be
of its
ideal,
time.
but
You want to keep those bones in place.
it's
You want some
hard
of
to
that
do that.
old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely
Games to me
amazing.
nowadays
It's the world I remember.
feels so
but
much
better.
different than when I was
There's
a
so
kid.
much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games. I think is really, really
A
important.
lot of them are
for people
fun,
to
but they
take a
just
look
don't
back
have
at.
that magic and mystery that they
Looking back
used to.
and seeing
I
everything
think
we've
that's partially
accomplished
because of
in the
how
past
much is
20
online
years
about
and working with these
games
people,
now.
like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few
Like,
people that
in the
I've
past,
worked with for that long.
There would be barely any
and it
content
sort
about
of
the
gave me
game. You
warm
have to play the
fuzzies.
game to experience it.
Oh my god,
But
it's been 20 years?
Now you can just
I
go
think the thing that
online,
gets me
watch a
the
guide,
most
look
is the
up
music.
any
Like,
info
when
you
hear that
need about a
music at the
game.
main menu, there's just like... There's this
So
like,
much content around
flood
games
of
nowadays
nostalgia.
that it's
Oblivion
so different
is
feeling.
the beginning of who I am as an individual, as a game developer. It all starts with this.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Yeah, I do know that Oblivion was
Such a key
probably
moment
the most
in our history
popular
of
of
making
the
games
Elder Scrolls
and the
series
evolution
before
of how we
Skyrim.
build these
A
worlds
lot of people
and having
consider it
players
the
be able to
best
come back and experience
one
that is
in the Elder
really
Scrolls
amazing.
franchise.
We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's what if we could give that moment to everybody again?
That would
I
be
was
ideal.
born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
I mean, the graphical upgrade is very much expected. That theme's good. I love that theme.
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first time, the
It will
world
be
of
my
Oblivion
first time, yep.
Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible. When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner.
I need to check something. Why am I not at least in this?
From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life. The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to
That's
Paris,
great.
and welcome to Virtuous.
As long as
Our
Bethesda
team
didn't get
here
their
has been
hands
hard
too
at work
far
delivering
into it.
the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Games studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
We wanted to make the remaster more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
I mean, that should ideally be the goal of every remaster, I would assume.
About time someone got here. Huzzah!
I don't know what the point
Those
of that last
familiar
statement
with only
was.
some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic
That's great,
journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
That's all I have. Oh my god.
From unleashing
I forgot
the
how
Daedric
some
Prince
of the
of
faces
Destruction.
in this franchise look.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster
wouldn't
contains
even know
all add-ons,
anyways.
including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
On a personal level,
I mean, I would
it was really
assume
important
that
to me
a
to ensure
remaster
that
would
we're
remaster
preserving
the
the
whole
magic
game
of the
rather
original
than
experience.
just parts of it.
At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
Could you imagine them remastering the game and then remastering the... Actually, I could. I couldn't imagine them remastering the game, then the DLC.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me
I am
want to
glad
be a
that they
game
did not do
developer.
that.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
As long as that remains
You will
true,
find your own path.
that's a
but
good
there will
sign
be
for the game.
blood and death before the end.
I still do not entirely trust Bethesda. Their recent showings have not been very good.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
The original Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience
So
that
they are
players have
just
loved
straight up
for
using
almost
the old
20 years.
Oblivion engine.
But it's not just
They
about
haven't
pure fidelity.
updated anything like that.
We knew we had to preserve the
Just
distinct
visuals.
style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
Problem is I won't even be able to test that because I
brush
don't
opens
know
the
how
portal into
Oblivion
painting.
specifically
You're stuck here like I am.
played.
The Isles, a wonderful place. Good for a visit. Or eternity.
We've leveraged nearly every major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use millions
You
of
know,
polygons
they
in each
look
asset, allowing us a
slightly
truly
more
impressive level of
detailed,
detail in the world.
but they don't look
Every
all
single
that
asset in
different
this
from what I
game was
remember of
completely
Skyrim.
redesigned and handcrafted from scratch.
Weird.
We
Weird
implemented
for me
an
to say.
advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results
I guess
in more
that's
realistic
cool,
lighting
but,
and atmospheric effects.
I mean,
While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts
I
naturally
mean,
to light.
it's like, it's just ray tracing.
We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it!
Unreal tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip-sync system more effective.
I mean,
even when the characters have very different facial
does
features.
probably look a bit better than... Yeah, it does look better than Skyrim.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central
How much
chamber
does
of the
this
High
game
Veil.
toast your computer, though?
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster.
Oh?
It's gameplay.
And that would be my ideal too.
It's UI and UX.
But you said you were using the old game engine.
It's audio. We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling.
Curious how much they can
I think will make
adjust
a lot of
if
people
using
happy.
the same.
It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion.
No, but if they're
and
using
Skyrim. So it's the best of
Unreal,
both
they would have had a Unreal 5. They would have had to update basically everything.
We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations, where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish. Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters.
Okay, so basically, combat plays about
You know,
the
it's a little
same,
thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
just looks more natural, what they're saying.
There's a proper third-person perspective now. The original had third-person, but there was no crosshair, and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
greetings.
I mean,
How
I don't
goes
think
it?
that
How are
was
you?
that
just storage limits meant we couldn't
hard
have
for
unique
you to
voiceovers
do.
for all the races. So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue. Each race represented in the game
I mean, all this
now
is
sounds
stuff
unique.
that I feel like you should be doing.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there.
Hi there.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law. Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum!
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone!
Cheese for everyone. I'd like some cheese right now.
We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there.
So what you're saying is there'll be some sort of exploit really fast into this game that'll allow you to teleport right into the floor there and complete the game instantly. Can't wait to see that.
You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood. Ha!
As games have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting.
Yeah.
Sprinting
Yeah.
is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact,
Yeah,
all of
I'd
the
agree
character
so,
locomotion
yeah.
has been completely redone from scratch, and that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini-games are the mini-games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great! How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're
Yeah,
returning
that
to
seems like a good
Cyrodiil
thing to
or
keep
you're a
around is
newcomer,
all the little core features that the game had.
The ground you walk on.
You will instantly feel at home.
As long as you don't completely
just
change
feels
the
better.
game, but update it for the
We've
modern day.
modernized a lot, but it's still the same
Remastered, that's the way you
incredible
should be
adventure
going for
in the same
remasters.
carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
I don't know, 20 years maybe?
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this
And
game
it's
to a
kind of
new
a daunting
generation of
task.
players, I feel so lucky.
Hopefully you guys succeeded.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
It worries me, the main thing that they're going.
Incredible, and I think they're just
Everyone's
going to
be
find themselves
shocked how
lost in
good
the
the
world.
game looks over and over
Even
again.
if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in
Like,
the world, you feel
Yes, that's the
something.
main point of a
And
remaster.
that's precious.
But
You're going back to a
damn,
world that you've been
if
to before,
that's the
but
only
it's better
thing.
somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new.
I don't
it's
know.
fun. Like, it's exciting again.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
and Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited
I'm hoping
to
it's
get it in
good.
your
I
hands
really,
and
really
didn't want
am.
to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait.
Because I will be playing it.
The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion Remaster will be available today.
Oh shit. Okay, that changes today's plans a bit. Okay, this might not be a video of just me reacting to the trailer.
But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
Either that or I just post
This
this
is the
reaction
27th
and then
last seed.
stream the game.
The year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the third era.
It does look very good.
And the final hours
Not like
of my life.
It doesn't look like I feel like a game that's what 10, 15 years
the gates of Oblivion,
newer than Skyrim
beyond
should look.
which no waking eye may
But
see.
it still looks very good.
This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come.
Oh damn.
Looks clear.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
Yes, that's me. Yep. Yep, that's the player character, alright. Weapon models
Here
look
you
great,
must
though.
find your own path.
Time to play Stealth Archer again.
Find him. And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Man, available today. The Oblivion soundtrack is so good. I've listened to it. Okay. that's going to do it for this video. I will see you later today, probably, as I will be playing this game. Like if you liked this reaction, I guess. Comment if you have something to say. Info about the game, maybe. Tips, tricks, whether you like me, whether you hate me, and subscribe if you liked this content and want more game-related content, and I will see you in the next video.